Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready to officially begin. I have a little cheat note here. I've For the last two or three of these sessions, I've had professional help. A wonderful producer named Julie Parker, who's been running all the behind the scenes and making sure everything is going perfectly. And now she's on a hike in the mountains and is not available. So I'm going to try to do everything myself today, and we hope that it will be relatively smooth sailing. So we'll see. But that's why I have a little cheat note here. So I think we're in good shape. So allow me to begin by just introducing this film very briefly. I was All of this began for me with a question that went something like this: what leads to peace, or what causes peace? It was just something that had been running through my mind kind of endlessly for many months. And I was thinking, is there a way to make a film out of that question? And the answer was no. I came up with, like, I didn't know how to do that. But as it happened, I was on a train, and for some reason, I can't remember exactly now why, but I was texting with my friend Pella, who's also on this call, Pella Thiel, and I was texting about something else. I can't remember. Pella is she is a part of the nature's rights movement and end ecocide movement here in Sweden, and she runs a bunch of other really cool projects. And so we were texting probably about something relating to one of her projects. I can't remember. But I mentioned that I had this thought in my head: what leads to peace? And then she said, well, then you have to make a film about this couple that I just went to visit, and their names are Ola and Annie. And they've been working with peace since the 60s, and they live at the edge of a dock right next to the sea. So I was already like, just the poetry of that alone. They live by the edge of the dock, right by the sea, in the Swedish west coast area, an island, right? It's an island called Orust, and it's this beautiful place. I had never been there, but just the way she described it, I was kind of sold already. But I thought, instead of me introducing this film, I thought I might turn it over to Pella to let her explain and tell you guys why she thought I should make the film that we're now about to see. So, Pella, if you would take center stage, please.
With pleasure. Yeah, I am so happy that you have made this beautiful film, Matthias. I had the great honor to be invited to the peace movement of Orust, this island, which is quite one of our big islands on the west coast, to talk about why peace on earth requires peace with earth.
Mhm.
And um, then I was invited. So that was like a gathering that Ola and Annie, they make these gatherings for people to talk about and to understand the answer to your question, basically, like what leads to peace, what do we need to have peace. And then I was invited to stay with Ola and Annie, and they always have a party. They always throw a little party at any occasion that they can. And they told me about their lives and their peace cafe that they have had on this dock, and with like creating all the pastries and everything on in the cafe they created in their kitchen, and I was totally blown away. And I think for those of you who have followed Matthias, you also know that he uh, made this film imprint about the transition movement, which is the movement that I love most. And I think Ola and Annie, they have been working in the spirit of the transition movement since so long, like long before this movement existed, with both head, heart, and hands. So both, the analysis of how the development that we have leads to destruction of the earth and of peace, and the heart, like the incredible passion that they have to give everything they have basically to make peace at all levels, and also the hands, like this requires hard work, and they have been working so hard with this cafe. uh, but also their wonderful, like what you will see in the film, their wonderful like joie de vivre, their joy of life that they have in all that work. It's just so beautiful. And I remember I have been back since also several times, I think at least once or twice. And but the first time I said to Ola, so when is the book coming about the Peace Cafe? Like, you have to document this because it's really, a powerful initiative for the world to know about. And then I have been coming back and saying, so where is the book? Are you writing the book? And he says, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not really credible. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy that Mattias made this beautiful film about you, because the world needs to know that you exist.
Mm. Thank you so much, Pella, for that introduction. And it's a little bit odd. We're talking now, and Ola and Annie, but I'm sure they will be talking a lot. But I thought we'd save that for after the film, when you guys may have questions. And I see there's not actually that many. You never know how many show up for these things. Usually there's 30, 40 people. Today this looks like about 10 or 15. So we'll see how we do. You'll need to step up for this to be a Q&A session. Maybe you can, as you're watching the film, prepare a question. Or we'll see how it goes. We'll just take it step by step. But I'm happy to report that we are recording this, so it will be available afterwards for people in the future who will have watched the film and who will want to know a few more details about it. So the actual watching of the film will not take place through this Zoom window. And the reason for that is that the quality gets degraded a lot if we watch the film through here. So I'm actually going to be giving you the link to the film, and we'll go and watch the film on YouTube. And the film is about 20 minutes long. And then afterwards, we'll reconvene here and see if there are any questions or comments or anything like that. But I wanted to, before we go there, I just wanted to bring a few things to your attention. I'm going to attempt to share my screen again. Perhaps I managed. So this is, as you can see, this is actually the trailer. I'll be giving you the link to the film momentarily. But once you get to a window that looks like this, I want to point out, because the film is in Swedish, so if the subtitles don't automatically come on, you can make them appear by clicking the CC button down here. And so when that's underlined like this, you will have subtitles. And then you can go to this cog wheel icon next to it, and then you can choose the language. Oh, I see. This doesn't have, I don't know why Polish comes up, but for the actual film, there will be at least a few options. So German, Italian, French, Spanish, and what else? Also on this cog wheel, you have a few options. The top one here, stable volume, I would advise to keep that off, because otherwise YouTube will try to even out the volume, and then the wonderful work of my sound technician, Boris Leible, will be for naught. So that's on now, but that should be off. And then subtitles we went through. And then the other thing I wanted to bring your attention to is the quality one down at the bottom, which you can leave on auto if you know that you have not the greatest internet speed. But if you know that you have a stable, reliable internet, I would just bring this all the way to the top for the best possible viewing experience. Now let me see if I will manage to bring up the chat and share with you.
There it is, yeah.
Did everybody receive in the chat a link?
Yes, we got it.
You got it. Nice. So now the only trouble is when I set this up, I set up the release time for here in Sweden, 5:15. So that's in about 3 minutes. So it's actually not available yet. It will be available in 3 minutes. So I'll tell you one little story from the film, and then we'll be close enough that I will just let you go to the film and we'll watch it. So the so as I mentioned before, I had this question in my mind: what leads to peace? What causes peace? And then Pella told me about Ola and Annie, and I did my research. I checked up. I read a bunch of things that they had written, articles and such. And there was another film actually about them that's a longer version film that a friend of theirs made. So I watched that, 2 episodes, like an hour and a half's worth of footage. And there was so much stuff. I was making notes and I was preparing myself. And I was preparing to go make a pretty theoretical film. I really had this question, like, what leads to peace? And I want to get to the bottom of this thing, kind of. And so I had like my notes and I was super prepared for once. And then I show up and because I went and I stayed with Ola and Annie for 3 days when we were making the film. They have an apartment upstairs from where they live. So I stayed there. But then right away on the first morning when I was unpacking and getting all the cameras ready and everything, uh, Ola and Annie were looking at the ceiling. You'll see it in the film, actually, the scene is part of the film. They were looking at the ceiling and they were just being so funny about it because there's cracks in the ceiling. And Annie was like, we have to fix those cracks. And Ola was like, well, I don't know. I kind of like them. And just the way they interacted informed me about how will this film be? What's the mood of this film? And I didn't throw away all my notes, but I knew at that moment, and I just hurried to get the camera out, and I didn't even focus or anything. I just pointed it at them as they were doing their funny thing, and they just kept doing these funny things. They were dancing, and they were just like being super in love, which is remarkable, I think, at any age, but at 88 years old is kind of extra remarkable. And so I just knew that the film was going to be more of a portrait of them, and not so much. It's still in there, the theoretical stuff and a lot of the really cool projects that they were doing. But it's more than that. I think it's a loving, I hope, loving portrait of a beautiful couple. And with that, we've managed to get to 5:15 here, and we'll see now. I will click and you can do the same in the chat. Anybody has an issue with the chat, let me know now, because once we start watching, I won't be here to talk. So let's see if let's see, it's probably some advertising and stuff. But I'll still be on this call, ready to answer any questions in the chat for the next 2 minutes. But after that, I will assume that everybody will have found the link and that we're watching the film, and then we'll meet back here.
Natural disasters.
Once, see, now I'm hearing people's ads. So cool. Switch your videos off if you like and your audio, and then we'll watch the film. I'll shut up now, and we'll see you again back here after the film.
Sätter vi på det.
Ljudet.
Nu hörs vi.
I know some of you had issues with subtitles, and some people joined late, and I might rework this format. I'm realizing now that it's a little bit weird to jump from the Zoom call to the film and back, but that's for another day. Yes. So there's a limited group of us, but let's make the most of it. I would like to invite everybody, if there's a question and Annie or for myself.
Provoking the Europeans and
as you
taking all these
possibly
actions that are designed to cause trouble for the West.
I'm gonna hit mute all because there was somebody that had, I think, YouTube running and there was some audio that came in that shouldn't have been there. Anyway, So before,
Listening
as you guys think of any questions that you may have, I would
on
like to
Reliance
now.
plane to stay in the air over Bulgaria because they were
Wait.
jamming the
Wait,
navigation.
maybe I'm hearing something in the background. Maybe is it
Really got
Ola?
down
Is it
around
your
Yeah.
YouTube? That's
It's now been
You
shown
have
that
to,
this is
you
simply
have to
not
go
true.
YouTube.
Ola. Would you go back to YouTube and see if you can shut it off?
System
Because I think it's yours. It could be somebody else's.
Spread fast and turned out to be false.
The way we practiced before, you go to YouTube again, and then you just press pause. Because I think it went to the next video.
Russians.
Good. Nice. And then come back to Zoom, Ola and Annie. The way we Ola and I had a practice run before. And actually I was a bit I had this idea already. We made this film in May, and already then I was thinking when this film premieres, I would like to do this, what we're doing now, and I would like for Ola and Annie to be on this call. And I told them about it, and they said, no, we don't really do technology stuff. We do different things. But I very cheekily went to their computer and downloaded Zoom, the application, and then we've been practicing a little bit. And I think we're doing okay. Ola, are you? Hör mig? Ola and Annie?
Yes, yes, we are here.
Hey, lovely, lovely.
Film, thank you. Men herregud, jag ska visa dig bilder här. Hur det såg
But
ut.
now the film is running in the background somewhere.
Aha, it's running in the background. How is that?
This is real good television. I wish we had a channel that we could just, this program. How about this program, everybody? Why don't you pick this up, big network people?
Läs upp lite vad det var på menyn.
Mahatma Gandhi's
Now the film is running again. You have, I think, just shut down Chrome or just hit that pause.
Han ville vinna över. Inte
Well, this gives us a lot of time to think about questions, right? Questions about the film or how to operate Zoom or questions about life. Nu verkar det vara.
Yes,
Thumbs up.
it finally found
Finally.
place.
I will throw out the first question for Ola and Annie. What does it feel like for you when you're watching this film?
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel very proud, I must say.
Yes.
And you have very, very nice feelings also for everything. Very, very, very many thanks, I would say,
Yes.
first of all. What do you say, Ola?
I think it's better than a peace lecture in half an hour.
Yeah, definitely. How come? You
Lovely.
you have to distribute it in the world now.
I think it will be more interesting to hear what other people think of it than our feelings, because we are very satisfied, of course. But everyone may not be,
Well, I had 2 weeks ago, I had a pre-screening in my local movie theater where I live. And it was 100 people in the room. It was packed. And everybody it was such amazing applause. It just didn't want to end. And I just accepted it for me. But I think they were applauding you. So it really was for you.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah. Let's suppose that.
Okay, let's see if there's anybody on the call. You can raise your hand. In the bottom, there's different options, and there's the raise hand option. I'm doing it now, and now I'm lowering it. Yes, Rod. See if you can unmute yourself. I know that you had some issues, and maybe you just jumped in somewhere in the middle of the film. But go ahead, Rod.
Yeah. And you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I didn't realize that there's that option on YouTube to change the language. That's amazing. Wonderful. For someone here in Portland, Oregon, United States of America, to be able to listen to your stars there, Olaf, and I came in just 10 minutes. So, but I caught the spirit of it and the gist of it, and I thought a voice from the Battlelands here in Portland might be worth chiming in with, because we have a standoff that's in the national news regularly here with the national federal agents wanting to crack heads, and the local peacemakers saying it's okay. And it's such heartwarming to see you two, as many of my good friends in my life have just said, if we can get along, and we don't have to hit each other over the head. And I look forward to seeing the whole thing again and again with friends. And what a beautiful location. Oh my. Yeah. Is that not the heart and soul of peace? Being at peace with the natural world first.
Yes, of course. There can't be any peace without peace with nature. Peace with
It's beautiful. And when I was there to film, it was supposed to be really, really bad weather, and it was super bad weather. And I thought, "Ooh, how is this going to work?" But it was beautiful for the film that it was downpouring, and you got to really feel the elements of the place.
Right.
Let's go to Harel, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's my attempt.
You are saying it right, Matthias, and I think that Runa, my wife, wants to say something.
I just wanted, first of all, to say thank you both to Ola and Ernie, and also to Matthias. We've already seen some movies of yours, and yeah, and we are calling in from Vermont right now, but we are from Norway and Israel. And it was just really inspiring to be able to have a little bit of a glimpse of life that you are living. And I am very much convinced that peace is possible. And you are an example for that. So thanks for being an inspiration to the hope that the peace is possible. Yes, thank you.
It's possible.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Let's go to Leanne.
Hi. I was left with, first of all, congratulations. It's really beautiful. And also, I appreciate that you chimed in, Rod, as an American. I'm an American, but I am living in Sweden. But I've been watching what's happening. My daughter went to college in Portland, and yeah, I'm really inspired by that group of folks at the pizza place who started the resistance during the war between Bosnia and Serbia, or Bosnia and Croatia, I guess, or Serbia and Croatia. I think, is it Margaret Mead that had the quote that, it's a small group of committed people that can change the world. And I really hope that all of us remember that and understand how much impact a few people can have. And this film is an example of that. Let's spread this message. I'm left with a question for Ernie of how you got from Austria to Sweden.
How did you get there to Sweden?
Yeah, you want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you, it was after the war, and my elder sister, 12 years elder sister, and her husband, they had the possibility to say goodbye to Austria to the time after the war. So they had the possibility to go to Sweden, first to Canada, then to Sweden. And the year after, I was still going to school, of course. I was invited to come just for 1 week or 2 weeks from Austria to Sweden. And this was the most beautiful experience I had. It was just so wonderful. So I decided already then, when I came back to Austria again, and to my mother and my little sister and my brother. So I said, I will go to Sweden. I want to go to Sweden. I will be there. Like this. And so I did, in fact, after some years. Yeah.
And do you still have brother and sister in Austria? I mean, how did your mother feel to lose? Did she stay in Austria?
One brother stayed in Russia. He was killed in Russia during the war. My father, he was killed 1 week before the war ended, beside my mother. And what did you ask? Why?
I wondered if
and the other
your mother
brother,
was left
and he
alone.
he was singing, and he had all a good time, and he didn't want to be aware of the war at all. So he left. What should I say? Anyhow, he was singing on the radio. So I would say he was singing and dancing, and then he married, and like he wanted to live the life really after the war. So yeah. And what should I say about?
But for your mother, it was a very tough
my
time.
mother was very, very, very difficult, I would say. Without father, without her husband, and one brother also killed, and we were very, very hungry. I remember, and the childhood was not really so much a childhood. We growing up. But I would say nowadays to all the youngsters around us, please live your life as much as you can, and be nice to your parents, and all these kind of things I was dreaming of then. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go to Jonathan.
Yeah, thank you, Matthias. So I'm Jonathan English, but joining from the Black Forest in Germany. First of all, I'd like to say thanks so much for this window into your life, and this window into your life together. It's so beautiful, and it's so touching to be able to experience that in this way, and I'm really grateful for that. One for Matthias. I so appreciated the presence of water in the film. It's like in so many shots there was movement, there was water, there was stillness and movement, and a sense of peace that came just from that element being there. And that again, that was very strong for me in the experience. I have one question, which is not I'm not really seeking advice or a recipe, but what stands there for me, given this kind of deep lightness that I appreciated in seeing you two together and hearing of your experience, is surely there were times when there was overwhelm, when things were overwhelming. And how was that? Is it possible for you to share something about that?
And I have a feeling there is an idea that perhaps this working for peace is not always so sunny. It may be also difficult, and sometimes you also get the feeling that it doesn't matter what we do, it will all run as usual, everything will be. And at this moment, Sweden has decided to start a lot of military investments, and it will probably also affect the social system, and or whatever we find positive may be also disturbed by all these investments in weapons and in military maneuvers and everything like that. So that could really make us depressed. But there is, as we have experienced the work during all these decades, I can say, that there is no alternative. We just have to go on, and we have to keep our spirits. That's how it is.
Thank you, Ola, for lovely response, and thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
There's 2 more minutes of this. I mean, we don't have to. It's not network television, so we don't have to end at 6. But I'd like to keep it more or less on time. So I'd like to turn over to Pella for the final question. And Pella, what you got?
Yeah. So I'll take the question first, and that is, what gives you hope and I want to frame it because this week, just recently, there was the acknowledgement of this year's Nobel Peace Laureate. And you have been leading this peace movement, and you have also been giving out the People's Peace Prize every year. And you have really worked so hard for peace. And you would think that in this time, as you describe, Ola, that there would be a great demand for peace and peace movements. But I don't think that's your experience now.
No.
So in that context, like, what gives you hope?
Yeah, that's a problem. Because the Nobel Peace Prize that was given now is really not at all in accordance with what Nobel wished.
Yeah.
He wished to give the prize to people who were working for disarmament and peace conferences and the brotherhood of people. But the prize now is given to a lady who has expressed a wish that the American military should invade Venezuela and change the political system. So I can't see how this goes along with the intentions of Nobel at all. So whatever they say about shaping democracy by invasion is tested so many times the last 100 years that it has been very well proven that that is no way to peace. It only continues eternally. Yeah.
Thank you.
Did I really answer that question? You had some other quality in that.
And what gives you hope?
What gives you hope? Yes, I think
to be together at least.
Yes, that gives hope.
Yes,
And
yes.
and I think there are other people also. We are not alone in this.
You
There are
are
lots
there,
of people.
yes. We'll meet
Yes.
you again.
You are giving up hope, for instance.
And we are.
I think.
I would say so many thanks also to Mattias to make this film with
Yes, yes.
overwhelmingly. Yeah.
It's very interesting now when we are writing small books of 20 to 30 pages and distributing them about our ideas and experiences. And at present, I must say that those who really ask for those small pamphlets, they are in our age mainly. So you see the young people, they are not demanding things that are printed. They want to read on the computer or somewhere, you know. So it's in a way it's we are now in the end of our career, I can say, that those who understand us are mostly in our own age. And so there must be a new movement which appeals to the young people. And there I think we are not so capable. So we have...
But at least you know how to operate Zoom now. That's one step in the right direction.
And we could
But
even
now we have the
switch off
possibility
the film.
we have the possibility to show your film, and
Yes,
once again we thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you
very much.
And I'd like to say also that it was so beautiful that my main question, what leads to peace, the answer, I got it right away in the film and in the interview, in the quote from Gandhi, where Gandhi says, "There is no road to peace. Peace is the road."
Yes.
And of course, that's sort of a bumper sticker answer, but it shifts the perspective enough for me to think, to begin to understand what a response to that question would look like. So that's a good pointer from our beloved Gandhi.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. We're a few minutes behind, but who cares? Enjoy this Saturday wherever you are in the world, and thank you for being here. We had a small little living room hangout today. That's really cool. I had one of these with 300 people. It was like too much, nerve-wracking. So this was very human scaled. I appreciate that, and thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you very much.